first inning, Albert Bell swinging. Now we flash back to Sunday's game against the Orioles. Tim Wakefield hits Brady Anderson there. Getting hit by Tim Wakefield's one thing. Getting hit by Pedro Martinez is a totally different thing. Ouch. Anderson goes down. Brady has some words for ump Gary Cederstrom, or perhaps they were directed at Pedro, but he said that to the ump. Now on the 8th, Bell up with Anderson at third. Pitch gets to the backstop. Anderson comes home and may have flashed a little elbow in the direction of Pedro. Martinez and Anderson exchange words. Folks come off the benches. People running out.
Anybody going to play the feud?
No. Calm was restored.
Okay.
As was Pedro's focus. Gets Bell swinging for the third time in the game. 12 strikeout game for Pedro. His line, 8 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 12 strikeouts, 0 walks. First time since being Kevin Costner's Bonnie double stand-in in For Love of the Game.
Today I'm throwing hard, Gus.
You and me?
Why not?
Well, Dave Island breaking off a Billy Chappell-like off-speed pitch there on Paul O'Neill.
Doesn't happen that often, but I got you mixed up, don't I? You're guessing now, aren't you?
Ricky Leday was in the film playing a Yankee. He is playing himself in this highlight. Swing at Dave Island, 3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. Unfortunately for him, no Kelly Preston. Top of the 5th, Mike DeFelice standing in against Jason Grimsley. DeFelice visits the corner. Leday, it was not scripted. Tony Graffinino scores, and coming soon to a highlight near you, one disgruntled manager. Torrey's Yankees 3 errors on the night. Devil Rays win 10-6, and the Yankees close out their home schedule by
One's at McGuire, straight off the meat rack. Upper deck, 61st homer of the year. He did it on September 27th. September 27th of last year, he hit his 69th and 70th homer. September 27th of 1997, he hit his 56th and 57th. 5 homers the last 3 years on this date. Bottom 6, Dimitri Young. Booyah! Oh, that's tight with 1 on, his 13th homer of the year. Young had a thick 3 for 5 day at the plate, but the Reds still down 6-3. Bottom 7, Greg Vaughn facing Garrett Stevenson with 1 on, and Vaughn rocking a fat bat. Hits it just fair. Gets caught up in the bullpen. Now, Sean Casey, you know, Casey's not a brother who can run a 4.240, but he was hustling. And he scores from first. Casey himself blew up 2 for 4. He's hitting .335 this year. Reds within 2 at 6-4. Next batter, Young again. Getting his hit on again. Back up the middle. J.D. Drew up and throwing. Vaughn just beats the throw. Reds down 6-5. Young 5 RBI in the day. He said, where there's a will, there's a way. Next batter, Eddie Taubensee. Eddie was large.
And the pitch. Swung on. Fair ball, baby. Be a fair ball. That baby is in the red seats. The Reds lead it by a score of 7-6.
Taubensee's 21st homer of the year. The Reds' 50th homer this month, tying a club record. Taubensee said later, at first it started hooking, then it stayed straight. Said Barry Larkin after this 9-7 Reds win, special things happen to special teams, and this one's special. As for McGuire's 61st jack, he said, that's not why I play baseball. The Reds are a perfect example of what this game is all about, and all of a sudden, the Reds are tied with the Astros atop, Arizona. Your NL West champion Diamondbacks. Top 3 tied at 2. Brian Anderson facing Terry Shumpert, a .348 hitter who yokes it to third, but Andy Fox play-a-hating. Fox making up for that 0 for 4 day at the plate. Bottom 3 still tied at 2. Runners on second, third. Bernard Gilkey got diesel. To the left field corner, 2-run scorer. Gilkey, I said he was diesel. 3 for 3 with 3 RBI. D-backs win it easily.
That rich 104-year history came to a close Monday afternoon. Last game ever at 87-year-old stadium. George Brett, Al Kalon bringing out the lineup cards. First at bat for Luis Polonia in the game. He busts out the whooping stick. Long gone. 8th home run of the season, 1-0 Tigers. Bottom of the 4th, 4-2 Detroit. All the current Tigers wearing numbers of old-time Tigers, favorites of many of the fans. Tony Clark wearing number 5 of Hank Greenberg. Jermaine Dye wearing Jermaine Dye's number 24. Nice catch, worthy of another look. Bottom of the 8th, bases full of Tigers for rookie Rob Fick. And Fick got it. A rookie hits the last home run at Tiger Stadium, and it's a grand slam, much to the delight of the 43,356 fans in attendance. Fick was wearing number 25 in honor of the late Norm Cash. Top of the 9th, Todd Jones asked to be the last pitcher in Tiger Stadium history, and he got his wish, getting Carlos Beltran swinging to end it. A natural-like moment here with the flashbulbs going off. Tigers win at 8-2. They dig up home plate to be put in the new Comerica Park. Ceremonies after the game, Jack Morris, Kirk Gibson, several other old-time Tigers, Lou Whitaker, Alan Trammell, George Kell, Brill Freehan, Mark Fidrich, Willie Horton, Cecil Fielder, to name a few, all came out to say their goodbyes, and that's it. The Tigers' all-time record at the old ball yard.
Facing Raul Ibanez. Mira. Ay, papi, I did not know you could do it like that. Solo shot. Ibanez is 8th of the year. Mariners have homered 19 straight games. Helling has allowed 39 homers this year. That leads the American League. Bottom 8, 2-2. Bases loaded for Texas. One out. Jose Mesa gets Lee Stevens to fly out to shallow left. Juan Gonzalez tags. Throw. Offline. Igor was the bomb. 2 for 4. He scored 2 runs. He's hitting .322 this year. And the Rangers win it 3-2. Texas wins their 4th straight game. They move 30 games.
Tim Hudson goes to work against Mo Vaughn, and the first cut is the deepest because that was Vaughn's first meeting against Hudson, and he homered his 31st of the year, 2-0 Angels. But we're tied in the 5th. Jason Giambi facing Jared Washburn. Giambi showing off some serious length, and he wants to watch it. Number 33, it's 4-2 Oakland. It was 4-3 Oakland in the 7th. Bases full. Pitch hitter Eric Chavez facing Mark Petkaizik, and that's a blooper. Ryan Christensen and Jason Giambi would score. Oakland has their magic back. A's win. A's win 9-3 over Anaheim as Giambi reaches base 5 times with 3 hits and 2 walks.
Cleveland for the best record in the league here against the Orioles, and that's Tino Martinez. Home run. His 27th. Game is tied at 4. He was 3 for 4. Yankees with some D. Charles Johnson and Derek Jeter, fancy catch. Orioles playing D2. Paul O'Neill's your batter. Jerry Hairston gets up. And we take another look at both. Justified purchase of new audio-visual equipment. Chuck Knobloch had to leave this thing with a sore thumb. D'Angelo Jimenez in. Bases loaded in the 6th. Game is tied at 5. And Jimenez past Jeff Conine and into right. Martinez and Ricky Leday will score. Jimenez, he's to second base, and the Yankees get another win. Magic number now 2 for the Yankees to win the American League East.
Alfasano right, dominating. 5 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 unearned run allowed. Bottom 4, 1 out. Right, pitching to Jermaine Dye. Carlos Beltran trying to steal. Sandy Alomar, bad throw. Beltran goes to 3rd. Beltran, the 12th straight base runner, to steal off Alomar. Dye would have a sac fly. He's got 115 RBIs, 1-0 Kansas City. Top 8, no outs. Run on 3rd. Robbie Alomar, MVP candidate. He's hitting .327, 118 RBIs as he brings home Omar Vizquel. We're tied at 1. Richie Sexton would add an RBI grounder to make it 2-1. And bottom 9, Mike Jackson does the rest against Dye. 39 save and 43 chances for Mike Jackson. The Indians scoring twice in the 8th against 3 Kansas City pitchers. Of Cleveland's 96 wins this year, 49 have been the comeback.
Newsflash, Jose, you've just been passed, and I believe Houston has a problem. Jose Lima has a problem with the Reds. Bottom 1, Sean Casey. Why? 1-0. Stroh's tied it, but not for long. Just off DL, Derek Bell. Fielding a routine Taubensee single. That's going to go to the wall. Dimitri Young scores from 1st. Eddie going to 3rd. That makes it easy for Pokey Reese. Here's Pokey. Bang, 3-1. Pete Harnish did the rest on a very sore shoulder. In the 8th, Gutierrez, sit down. Mr. Ward, toast. And Scott Williamson in the 9th, perfect. A record crowd sees the Reds drop the Stros to 2nd place. 6th straight win, 5th straight in the Dome. 4-1 is your final in a half.
For Jones facing Owen Hershiser. Jones hitting .448 against the Mets this season. Gerald Williams scores 1-0 Atlanta. Next batter, Ryan Klesko. Klesko just picking his spots against Earl. Brett Boone would score. Hershiser lasted a 1/3 of an inning. 4 earned runs allowed, the quickest exit of his career. 2-0. Bottom 1, Mets fans have hope. Runners at 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Tom Glavine strikes out John Olerud. Glavine allowed 1 run on 6 hits in 7 innings. Glavine strikes out Edgardo Alfonso. Glavine gets out of the jam. Bobby Valentine's club 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Octavio, don't tell me, Brian Jordan. Jordan enough muscle to get his first homer since August 15th, number 23 on the year. 5 5-0 Atlanta at Shea. It was 5-1 Dennis Cook pitching. Dennis Cook frustrated. Why? Because he hasn't pitched well in the last month.
Outside, ball 3.
And he doesn't like the small strike zone by home plate up Alfonso Marquez. Lets them know about it, and then after being pulled by Bobby V, Cook loses control. I mean, big time. Spreading dirt on the plate to show up Marquez, then makes contact with Marquez. I mean, they kind of like got together with their lids. That really must hurt. He had to be restrained by the manager, Bobby Valentine. Bottom 8, 5-1 Braves, runners on the corners, 1 out. Mike Piazza, his second RBI ground out of the game. Ricky Henderson scores to make it 5-2 Braves. The Mets 3, 4, and 5 hitters, 1 for 12 at the plate. Next batter, Alfonso. You know, Fonzie hit just 154 during this 7-game slide. Yes, the Mets have lost 7 straight, batting .209 during that stretch. There's the ugly final for Met fans, 9-3. All 3 of their runs coming. Ramon Castro, Dustin Hermanson. Castro, it's a shot. Rondell White. He's all over that. Kevin Ory tagging. Scoring, shortstop Jeff Bloom. Wild throw to second. That allows Mark Kotsay to score. This is huge. Not the fact that the Expos lead the majors with
Against David Wells, es una grande hombre. 2-run homer, his 34th, not in this game. That would be a record. Top of 7, Sean Green. He did not steal home during the game, but he did do this. Into the vacancy, Homer Bush, Jacob Brumfield, they will come and score.
Bush comes home to score.
Green also with his 41st home run, but how many of those have you seen? 40. Sean Green knocked in 5 runs, in fact, ties a career high.
his old mates facing Charles Gibson, top of the 3rd. Gibson gets a good piece. Mark McLemore is acrobatic. Vicero just 4 innings of work, 1 hit allowed, 4 walks. Bottom 4, Rafael Palmeiro. Palmeiro has obviously been lifting of late, tying a club record with his 47th home run. He is just 1 behind Ken Griffey Jr. for the AL lead. Rangers up 1-0. Mike Morgan goes to work against Edgar Martinez. Morgan, nice recovery. The veteran gets the out. The Rangers get a huge win. Their 5th straight victory, 94 for the season. Last time.
Mike Tromley against Brad Osmus. There was a runner on second, but he will score because Jock Jones gave only 109% instead of the standard 110%. Tied at 4. Tromley against Dean Palmer. Still plenty of good seats if you're just driving around. Come on out to the yard. His 37th, 7-4 Tigers, and there's your final. So the Tigers are winners of 4 straight for the first time this season. Orders cheering on the Phillies pitcher. Phillies up 1-0. Shane Andrews down the line. Jose Nieves coming to score. So is Mark Grace. Cubs go up by a count of 2-1. And the fan club is disbanded after Wolf gives up 4 in the 3rd. They'll now support Joe Wolf, the basketball player. 9th inning, 6-2 Cubs. Sammy Sosa was 61 and looking for more. Home run. Sosa, the first to hit 62 home runs since Michael Jordan and Barry Sanders retired. Cubs win it by a count of 8-2. Sosa had been in an 0-for-9 slump and 8.
At hometown, 5-1 Dodgers. Gary Sheffield finds his happy place. In fact, he found it twice in this game. His 15th career multi-home run game, his 4th of the year, as the Dodgers win for the 8th time in 10 games. 6-3 of the final there. This note from about the Giants. Barry Bonds said Tuesday he's calm at the moment. Rubio D'Orazio, that's a shot, isn't it, against Luther Hackman? Is it deep enough? Looks like a home run to me and everyone else in the ballpark except the second base umpire, Brian Runge. So it's ruled a live ball. D'Orazio raced into 3rd for triple. Showalter is angry. Cameraman knows it's a homer, but baseball isn't played because of the cameraman, is it? Steve Finley, his 7th multi-homer game of the year, his 2nd round tripper of the game, number 34 in total. A career high 103 RBIs for Steve Finley in a 9-3 Arizona victory. You know what? Just to make a point, shall we? Finley with his 7th multi-homer game. McGuire has 9. Vinny Castilla also reached 100 RBIs, making Arizona and Colorado the 6th and 7th teams in NL history to have 4 players with at least 100 RBI. And one more note. Diamondbacks catcher Damian Miller has a hairline fracture in his right wrist. He has a 50-50 chance of missing the 1st round of the playoffs. The Diamondbacks winning percentage of .721 after the All-Star break, the 2nd best for any major league team since 1970. The 93 Braves had a second-half win percentage of .740 before losing to the Phillies in that memorable NLC.